Hello everybody, Mind's Eye Visual Guitar Method here, trying to do an unusual format video today, as you might know from watching my channel in my other videos, where I have a smaller screen up here in the corner with me. You can see my guitar and stuff, and today we can't do that because I'm stuck on the road in the van and just using a cell phone to record videos. I have a guitar here that I can't show you, which is a little bit of a bummer, but we'll do the best we can regardless, because I think you guys can know what's going on regardless. So today's video, as per the title, is about finding your what mode you're expressing with minor chords. There's three modes you can express: Aeolian, Dorian, and Phrygian. Three minor modes that correspond with the three minor chords in a major scale. So that would be Dorian, Phrygian, and Aeolian. But the key here is it's for songwriting. Let's say you're strumming along and maybe you sing a melody to go along with your minor chord. Here I'm playing a C minor chord, or maybe you're thinking of a melody, or you don't know what notes to sing. But you have a certain emotion in mind. Maybe maybe your idea is a little bit lighthearted, but still on a minor chord, or maybe it's a little more serious, or maybe it's just downright, just more serious. Like that. So you might want to know, is there an easy way I could know if this is Dorian, Phrygian, or Aeolian? And there is. It's as easy, you won't even believe how easy it is to now be able to have a chord and say, hey, I want a Dorian melody. Maybe I want an Aeolian melody. Or I want a Phrygian melody. Dorian. And Aeolian. So that might be in the range you can sing in. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. My idea was this. I got the makings of Aeolian there. But if I went, my idea was this. My idea was this. More of a Dorian. Let me show you what I did. Very easy. Very, very easy. So all I was doing for a minor chord was playing the standard caged bar chord minor, starting with a 5th string root, the one we all know. So that being said, let's keep that in mind. Maybe we'll go back to it. I don't know. And I got a whole bunch of pages here about things we need to know. So the next thing we'll need to know about here is, oh, we got a blurry problem here. Focusing, please. Okay. Is the pentatonic scale, where we find our melody line comes from the pentatonic scale. So let's take a look at the pentatonic scale and see its constituent parts. Let's always think of it, well, let's just break it into two parts. Here's the pentatonic scale that we know and love. Let's hear it now. I'll start it on the G string, 5th fret. I'm sorry, 3rd fret on the 6th string. 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 4. That was from here all the way up. Okay, so take that in your mind, in your mind's eye, and break it into two constituent parts, this part and this part. And what we really want to deal with today is this part here, and this part we don't need today. All we need is this part. In essence, both of these parts contain basically the same notes, just stacked in a different way. But we don't need to know that too much today, but it's just a interesting tidbit. So, let's see all that. Let's prove all that, what I just said here. So here I have, at the top of the page, trying to get this maybe a little bit out of the shadows here. The light is going crazy. See about this, maybe a little bit. Okay. So, we have 3 pentatonic shapes, and I've named them one Dorian, one Aeolian, one Phrygian. It is helpful to know what the emotions are in these scales, and that's why I've listed them as the now I want to tell you some a play on words here you can use to help you out in understanding all this. You've heard the natural minor. See, the major scale really is all modes, but the and they call it they have the just basically major scale. So you have a natural major, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and within that scale there's a natural minor scale, the Aeolian scale. Well, why is it called natural? Let's not worry about that, but let's call it neutral. And what will, if I was showing you both the 3 major chords and the 3 minor chords, you'll see how this all lines up. The Ionian scale, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, the basic major scale, which is a mode of called Ionian, is the natural major, and then the Aeolian is called the natural minor. Well, why is that? That's because of the 3 chords, it's the one that sits in the middle emotionally. So you could take natural and replace it for neutral. It's the neutral scale. So Ionian, neutral minor, or neutral major, and Aeolian, neutral minor. And so Dorian is a little bit lighter, on the lighter side of that neutral kind of, just a general sad sound. Dorian has a little light at the end of the tunnel, and then Phrygian is a little bit darker. Now, I've said that in a million other videos, so we got to move on here. But I do want to always try to keep, there's always a beginner watching this these videos coming from nowhere, and I want to try to help them along too. So Phrygian is a little darker, so we have lighter, neutral, and darker, and this will come into play when I do this exact same video based on major chords, which will come up next. But today we're only going to do the minor chords to keep this a little bit reasonably short. So that being said, just trying to make sure I am recording here. Okay, I'm recording. We take this scale here. Now, as a pentatonic, it's not necessarily Aeolian, but all you need to do is add in 2 notes. Remember, it's a 5-note scale. A regular major scale is 7 notes, so 5 plus 2 is 7. We're missing 2 notes to create a major scale. So, or a scale based on the major scale. These are the 3 minor scales based on the major scales. But anyways, to create what we're gonna call a Dorian, and that's because it's starting on the 2. Now, if that doesn't make any sense, the 2, the what, don't worry, we're gonna go over that in a second. You basically remember the 2 parts here. I've got the 1 part that we're concerned with today circled here, the big part that is from where did I just put that? From this part here, okay. I don't want to be too redundant here. You've got the you hang your notes on the outside. Each shape gets 2 notes hung on it, and that's where I was saying that each one is the same. It's the same 2 notes. You hang it here, and you hang it here. See, the geometry is kind of neat. Let's go all the way to Phrygian here. You see, it's almost the same square, and it actually is the same square. You put your orange notes. As per the pentatonic, you put the gut notes on the inside and you hang them on the outside here. So there versus there and there. Okay. Aeolian, you can see how it's the balance. It takes 1 and puts it on each side, and takes the gut notes there and puts 1 on each side. Okay, cool. So that being said, how does that fall on the major scale, just for reference? And this can also show you how once you establish your melody notes that I'm going to show you how to establish based on the chord, you can see how that little melody pattern links all across the board with the magic square shape, which is here. This little box here, you can see that's actually the same, makes up the same scale. You see Dorian and Phrygian overlap there. If you look very closely, the gray outline, you can see the pentatonic box. There's one here. There's the Aeolian. Then the Dorian and Phrygian are together. There's one there, there's one there. And then I showed you how there's, it goes just basically you're back at Aeolian again. You can see down here, if these were frets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and back to the 1 here is exactly at the Aeolian starting point. If that makes any sense to you guys. So it's kind of out of the frame here and into the shadows, but let's go over here. Okay. So that's just how they'll link up. So if we're going to be using a square, this middle, see this middle box right here, how it's up in the middle 2 strings here, basically 3 and 4. That's the box we're going to be using. It basically is this box right here, just basically in between this area. I'm going to do that. Okay. Over here, I've got a handy-dandy little box of ideas we should know. I got to stretch my legs out here. That means having a little problem with shadows here. Okay. Here, I wrote some notes out here. I try to get this to where, maybe I'm better off over here. Oh, great, my feet's in the video. My foot's in the video. Oh, boy. Not what I wanted today, but, well, we're doing the best we can. Okay, so, can we see what I wrote here? It would help if we got rid of that. And this. What have I done here? What have I done? Alright, we gotta get organized here. I gotta put my papers where I can grab the next one I need. Okay, these are the next 2 I need. Okay, so this is gonna be better in the light here. You can write this down. I've written down in the first row here, going top to bottom, I've written do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 5, 6, 7, sorry. For the, so when you hear me say the 2 chord, this is based on the 2, this is based on the 3, this is based on the 4, that's where this is coming from. The 1 is Ionian, and then I wrote down here, in our code box below, you're going to see these codes. So what does I stand for? I is Ionian, D Dorian, P for Phrygian, L Lydian, M for Mixolydian, A for Aeolian, and LX for Locrian, which we're not going to concern ourselves with. Worry about today. And finally here, this is the core shape of the fretboard, which is what this is all about. All these squares that link up here, here, and here. Let's see my other videos if you haven't already. If you have, then this all makes perfect sense. And what I've done here today, I've given them their today's code using 2 different colors, green and blue. We're going to be concerned with today, we're doing minor chords, so we're going to be concerned with the blue. And then, because I want to show you not only how it works, real simple, but where it all comes from. So major is green. So basically, consider the 1 of our chord. If we were to put this on the 1 of our chord, well, we'd want it to be a major chord because that's our 1. That's going to be the 1 chord based off the 1 is major. A chord based off the 4 is major, and a chord based off the 5 is major. And you notice I've made it a little bit darker because it's a little special. It's the 7th chord, the dominant 7th chord, should I say. So, nothing we need to know now, but it, just to reinforce those who are kind of getting, beginning into music theory. So now you'll see that there are 3 blue, and it's kind of neat. You see the geometry there. It's almost in the same pattern. The this, and that. Now, this is kind of an odd man out, but that's only because in our pattern here, this repeats. There's an octave pattern there, so that's that's not octave. That's the same exact note. Sorry, but the 2 and the 2, the Dorian note, the second note of the scale is there, and they're both minor. So, as evidenced here, you could even put a note here for major, minor, minor, major, major, minor. Sorry, I'm looking at this video screen when I should be looking at the paper. I'm trying to make sure both are. If I look at just the paper, then it goes off screen. So anyways, minor and then diminished, which is why we're not worried about that. It's a diminished chord. So, and why we didn't shade it in, and I just got to highlight it as a 7th because it's its own unusual diminished chord that leads up into the 1 chord. Okay, so here it's the exact same thing, only this time I've got it listed as its modal constituents. So in other words, Ionian, Locrian, Ionian, Lydian, Mixolydian, then Dorian, Dorian. It's the same thing here. The 2. Phrygian is the 3. Aeolian is the 6th. So you can start, and then after a while, you won't need any of these notes because it's just off the top. This makes it fun to, like I always say, this makes it fun to do, and then once it gets fun and easy, then it's all of a sudden like, oh yeah, Dorian is the 2, Phrygian is the 3, Aeolian is the 6. You can say that in your sleep. You won't have to worry about it. So I'll leave that there for you to copy while I get our next page rolling here. And that is, so we're back to the beginning page here. So remember this chord again? Okay, so all we need to do is to make get our melody line, especially a singable melody line, is to focus on these 3 strings, and maybe depending where you voice your chord, if you're down low in the register, the middle 2 strings might be the easiest to sing. Up around the like right here, this is basically I screwed up on the on my 12th fret there, so I put the dots there, so ignore those. But anyways, this is on the G. If you're up here, you might want to use these 2 strings, the 5th and 4th string, and I'll show you how that works too. But anyways, remember December. This is what you want to remember then. Basically, back to this one here. I have Dorian. You want to remember this shape in the box here, that shape as Dorian, the split shape as Aeolian, and the shape with the square on the, basically we'll call that the left side there, is Phrygian. So right side Dorian, split Aeolian, left side Phrygian. Okay. So let's say now you want to make a Dorian melody. Well, check it out. Here I've got the kind of hint at lighter, serious minor and uber serious minor, or a little darker than standard Aeolian. You have your chord shape here, your minor chord shape, and you can see the box from the bottom. Look at that. It's the Dorian shape. Makes a Dorian melody. Ain't that kind of neat? And right there, an Aeolian shape makes an Aeolian melody, and if we can see that without a shadow, beyond the shadow of a doubt. See, if you could see how I'm using this phone holder and it blocks part of the screen, so it gets kind of confusing as to what I'm actually looking at here. But let's say, I'm going to assume you can see the Phrygian shape there, and there you go. It's got the box on the left side. It's basically always connected to these 2 notes, and you see I've written the 1 out here. This is the 1 of the chord. The 1 is also there. The 1 and the 1. So check it out. Look at how it falls into place. Let's take a look at where the 1 is. So here's our square, and we are at our 1 of our chord is at the bottom left corner of our square. Let's take a look at how that lines up. Okay, so here's our square. Let's look at the bottom left corner. Hey, look, Phrygian. We're putting the 1 on Phrygian. So therefore, the melody is going to be a Phrygian melody if we use those notes. Now, here's Dorian. So let's see if we put Dorian over there, hey, yeah, look at that. There's our one for Dorian. That's our D. And our box shape is there. So that creates a Dorian. And then for Aeolian, yeah, we're down there. It looks kind of weird, but what you can see that is that this is actually, this split shape is actually the boxes. Just you're in between two boxes. So in other words, you've got your, see how I put the X's up here? This is the box shape right there. So you could sing the melody using the Dorian shape, but you're still getting the Aeolian melody because that's the notes you're using. So another way to think about this is this is our box shape here. Let's go back to this one right here. Put this over there. Our A is up here in the box shape. Okay, so our 6 Aeolian is there. Our box shape is here. So stands to reason then that our A would also be as an octave under the P. So as you can see here, Locrian, Ionian, Phrygian, Lydian, Aeolian at the top of the box, But if we're considering those two shapes, it makes the exact same shape as the bottom of the pentatonic version of an Aeolian scale, the pentatonic box version. So that being said, but because this is all the same bit, just stacked up in a different spot. The actual stack is right there if you wanted to just visualize it as the Dorian shape, or the final thing I'm going to show you folks is that the box repeats itself up here. So if we've got so let's say we're trying to make a Dorian melody, but this suits our vocal range better, or the melody we want to make, you could go from up here. And on the 6th and 5th string, make that melody. Then we'll hear it in a second. Same thing with here. The Aeolian is on the 5th and 6th string up here, and the Phrygian shape exactly up here. So let's hear that now. Sorry that you guys can't see that. Maybe I'll try to make it now so you can see this here. Let's see about this. All right. This thing don't want to stand up right. Hey, look. It's a handy-dandy fan. Alright. So, you're looking down at your guitar. And this thing isn't going to really have the focus I need. I don't think I can focus out, can I? No, let's focus it in. And no. Oh, look at that. Maybe better. I can't figure the chord because I have to. Let's try something here. Hold on a second, folks. We're gonna try something new. I put this kind of like balanced on my neck here. Oh my lord. That's gonna be tough. Okay. You're gonna have to give me a second here. Alright. Back in business. How is this gonna work? So much for being prepared for this video. Alright. If you saw what was going on here, trying to hold this phone up over my head. I got this phone holder thing. It's got this wire that bends, and I've got it draped over my head, and now you can't see anything. Oh, this isn't going to work. Alright. Let's try this here. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. So I need to see this, and you guys need to see it from here. Oh my god, I'm having... Oh boy. Video size limit is reached. Alright. Anyways, folks, we gotta go. This is the chord shape here. And we're playing from here. Oh boy. We were making a Dorian if we were making an alien. Phrygian. That's it. Due to size limitations, I'm going to get going right now.